Hey, what's up guys, it's Talon. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about some of the problems with Legendary Ranked because I've been sharing with you guys a lot of positive videos about why Legendary Ranked is very good, and those are 100% true. And so before I get into that, I want to make it very clear. I think Legendary Ranked is by far the most competitive mode because of the fact, things like there being an LP system, it being solo queue only, having to be master first, to play it. A lot of reasons why it is, the most competitive mode by far, and in a lot of ways is really good, and we've described this on our channel. So I just don't want you guys to confuse this current video with me saying that Legend Q sucks or anything like that, because it's not true. I just want to acknowledge the issues with it so you guys understand some of the reasons it hasn't worked in the past, and we can really kind of determine, will it work in the future, will it not, because I'm having some questions about whether it will or will not work. And so starting off with the first issue of Legend Q that's very obvious, and that's queue times. So of course, if you're master, right, early in the season, there's not that many masters. If you look at the leaderboards for Legendary Ranked, after about 3-4 days, there's only about, for NA, maybe 500 people that were, like, on the leaderboard, which means probably like 1,000 people maybe total played it. So that's a pretty small amount of people playing Legendary Ranked at that point, which makes queue times long. I recently got up to Guardian now, and even when I was Commander 1, but especially once I hit Guardian, the matchmaking times were like 15 minutes, and obviously, like 15 minutes is quite annoying, and that's why sort of this gameplay makes sense, because you're going to see a gameplay where we have a couple AFKs about 5 or 6 minutes in, and the game's a complete stomp, and this is a game we waited like 15 minutes for, and so that's kind of, in something I want to indicate to you guys is like, this is a very big negative of it, and I'm not just going to only show like the positive things of it and just ignore, the negative parts of it, because that's the reality. I don't want to like paint a false picture of what this is, but you see, like, obviously game going very bad, very easy for one troll to ruin a game, and then, oh, you waited 20 minutes for that, now you have to wait 20 more minutes for one more. Like, it can be frustrating in that sense. And then the other issue is, right, obviously, as more people reach master, this issue will be fixed a little bit. But the problem is, the early season masters, like players like myself, for example, will hit Guardian, will hit Vanquisher, whatever. And then now, the lower people, the people who reach master a little later, they'll go into Legend Q, but now, again, the population of players that reach Master early are already too high to face against these people, and now the population that those people can play against is very limited as well, because now it's only that subsection of people who reach Master. And so then now we have to wait as the higher people for those people to reach Guardian, but then by the time those people reach Guardian, because obviously they're not all going to reach it at the exact same time, we all are kind of stuck in this weird phase where we don't know when people are queuing up. We don't know what point in the season, everyone has kind of already reached Master that's going to reach it, and now, like, we can all play Legend Queue. So basically, early season, the queue times are long, but then the people who do climb early season now can't play for a super long period of time and don't really know when it is going to be okay to queue up again, because you can't really tell, when it is that a lot more people have started playing up. So then, again, the queue times as a whole, for those reasons, I have no idea how to solve that, because we've been promoting it a lot too as content creators, but that's only a small amount of people that even see it, and a lot of my viewers aren't even a high enough rank to play it. So it's like, I don't know how well this works. I know Royal obviously is like the biggest one promoting it right now, and of course everything like that helps, but I'm wondering if it's enough, and so I'm curious your guys' opinions on that initially. Then another potential issue with Legend Q is just that people don't really like value it, obviously, right? Like, we've kind of already spoke about this. I know Royal, again, he spoke about how people, they care more about Challenger than Legend, and so I don't really know if there's any real way to solve this, or if there's any kind of solution that there is to this. Like, I've been kind of trying to think, what can we do? Content creators can, to an extent, change the perception of this, but when it comes for me, like, my attempt at changing the perception means that I have to wait for 30 minutes, 20 minutes to play a game, and then at that point I'm waiting really long, so then I can't make as much content on the game because I get to play half as many games as I otherwise would have, and I don't really know if that's worth it. And I'm kind of curious, do you guys prefer the content on Legend Queue, or do you prefer going back to ranked? Again, I will 100% participate in Legend Queue if there are people playing it, because it is better as an experience as a whole, and I want to do that. But I'm just really curious, again, what you guys think about that. Another kind of interesting issue is autofill. Like, with such a small amount of players playing this mode, you'll see people get autofilled very often compared to other rules, which you could say is an issue, you could say it's not, right? For me personally, obviously, I play autofill. I don't care. I can play every rule. Totally fine with me. But the issue comes with a lot of players who, when they are playing their one trick or their one role that they're good at, they're, you know, a very high elo player. When they play other roles, they're not really very, you know, experienced on that. And it's kind of hard to balance the games properly with this autofill issue, which is an issue in regular ranked as well. But it's just like highlighted more because of how small the player base is in this specific mode. So then it's hard to really, you know, have a game where you don't have really unbalanced teams in terms of who's on what role. For example, when I'm playing autofill, nearly every single game I've played is bot lane, which I'm fine with. I don't love bot lane, but I'm fine with it. I don't mind playing bot lane if that's, you know, what people aren't playing, so that I have less autofill people. So I've pretty much only played ADC and support for almost every game. A few top lane games and not a singular mid lane game in terms of autofill. So that's also a potential issue. It's really hard to get your role, and if you queue for a specific role, your matchmaking times are even longer. Because keep in mind, these matchmaking times I'm having are me playing autofill. Imagine if I was queuing for mid lane or queuing for a jungle, you know, one of the popular roles in the mode. So that's kind of another issue with it. And that only really gets solved by player base size. And so I don't actually like, again, when I'm kind of thinking about this, I'm, again, weighing the pros and the cons. As I've told you guys, there's a lot of pros in terms of competitive gameplay, and there's the negatives in terms of the wait times and, you know, potential. You get a troll, and now all of a sudden your game is completely ruined. As you can kind of see here, for example, right now my server is sitting AFK. I think my Gwen went AFK for a period of time, and the game is just kind of low quality. And you get these low quality games in regular ranked as well, and I understand that's just part of the game, and the quality overall is better in Legend Queue. But it's just the fact that, you know, you don't have to wait 20 minutes for a ranked game. So, yeah, I didn't want to make this video that long. I didn't have, like, a million things to talk about in regards to that. But, again, I try to, you know, explain to you guys the positives and the negatives of it. As much as I want Legend Queue to succeed, I also don't want to, like, pretend like everything's just perfect with it, and then have you guys playing the mode realize these issues and just waste everyone's time. So at the end of the day, I really just want to hear your guys' opinions on that. Do you want me to be streaming Legend Queue? Do you want me to be streaming Ranked? How long do you think is long enough to wait, right? Do you think, like, oh, it's 10 minutes? That's enough. You can wait for 10 minutes, but not 20 minutes, right? Or is there, like, a time limit you kind of see when you're watching my stream or my content? Those types of things in general. But yeah, as always, if you guys are interested in coaching, I do coaching as well for just $15 an hour. So maybe that you guys can get up to Master, and then you can play Legend Queue with us. So yeah, just DM me on Discord, talent1169, or through the link in the description if you're interested in that. And then I also have memberships on my YouTube channel where you get access to coaching notes, and you get access to videos early, stuff like that. So if you're interested in that as well, let me know. If you have any additional thoughts on this topic, again, whether it's issues or why I should, you know, or shouldn't keep playing this, just let me know about that. Let me know about your experiences in general, and I will see you guys in the next video.